If you're 60, this might be your first real chance to finally live the life you were meant to live. Not what the world told you, speed, not what your job demanded, but you. And I'm going to show you why this might be the most powerful chapter of your life. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked around and wondered, is this all there is? Is it too late to change now? B, maybe the house is quieter. Maybe the calendar is not as full. Maybe you've been holding back a dream for 20 years. Speed, you wake up and think, what's the point of starting over at 60? Well, here's the truth. You're not starting over speed. You're finally starting with wisdom. Do you know that Colonel Sanders started KFC at 62? Laura Ingalls Wilder didn't publish her first Little House book until she was 65. Peter Markroyer invented the thesaurus in his 70s. And in the modern world, millions of people in America, Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand are reinventing themselves in their 60s and thriving. Why? Because today 60 is not what it used to be. By the way, before I go deeper, I want to know where you're listening from. Are you in the US, Canada, UK, Australia? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear from you. Really, let me know where this message is changing lives. Also, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. That way, I know you appreciate what I do here. This video will open your eyes in a way you didn't expect. Now, let's get into why this moment, this exact season of your life, speed, is the perfect moment to begin again. You've done all the right things, worked hard, paid your bills, maybe raised a family, speed, and yet something is missing. It's not uncommon to feel unseen after 60. The world often whispers, it's time to slow down. Let the younger ones take over. But what if I told you that's not just a lie, it's a dangerous lie? You see, speed, experience is the ultimate currency, and you've been earning interest for 60 years. Let me say that again. You've been collecting wisdom, skills, and resilience for 6 decades. That's more value than most 30-year-olds can even imagine. But society rarely tells you this. They reward speed, not depth, trends, not legacy. So ask yourself, speed, are you living on momentum from your past or building for your future? In a few minutes, speed, I'm going to share how one Australian woman started a $1 million business from her kitchen at age 63 without tech skills or investors and the mindset shift that unlocked her success. Speed. But first, I want to give you something else, a new lens. Think about everything you've survived: economic crashes, loss, speed, career, burnout. You've been tested repeatedly, and what's still here? So why does the world tell you your best days are behind you? Because it fears what a fully awake, fully alive, fully experienced human might do with their time, focus, and freedom. You are no longer reacting. You're choosing at 60. You don't chase approval. You own your perspective. You don't just learn lessons. You live them. So there's a power in that, and it's rare. So if you're wondering, but Elon, what can I even do now? Hang on. Because this is just the beginning, let me show you something most people miss. The older you get, the less you have to prove. And the less you have to prove, the more power you have to create, because creation needs clarity, high speed, and clarity often comes after the storms. You've probably been through 4 or 5 different life phases already. Speed. Each one broke something, but built something stronger underneath. Think about it. You've managed households, relationships, crisis, finances. You've supported others while hiding your own doubts. You've learned when to speak and when to stay silent. High speed. That's not just life, that's leadership training. Maybe God didn't give you the dream earlier because you weren't ready. Maybe the prayer you whispered in your 40s is being answered now in your 60s. So instead of asking, why didn't this happen before, ask, what if now is divine timing? What's something you've always wanted to do but thought you were too old for? Leave it in the comments. You'll be surprised how many others feel the same. Take 10 seconds, close your eyes, picture your life 1 year from now if you've finally started the book, started the business, started painting again, started that community project, started speaking, started believing. Can you see it? That's not fantasy. That's potential, PED, and potential doesn't expire. Here's your first action step. Take out a notebook right now and write this question at the top. But what would I do if I knew it wasn't too late? Then write whatever comes to mind. No filters, no judgment, just possibilities, speed. That's how every new life begins, with the courage to imagine. Again, we'll talk about the three biggest lies society tell age, and how those lies are only destroying the dreams of millions over 60 before the end of this video, PED. But once you see through them, you become unstoppable. So stay with me, PED. We're just getting warmed up, because by the end of this journey, you'll see why your time is just beginning. Speed, you know what the most dangerous myth in the world is? That there's a deadline on who you can become. Speed, that after a certain age the doors start closing that you're supposed to wind down. Retire, take it easy. Let me ask you a question. Who told you that? Who decided that 60 is when you stop dreaming? Because I'll tell you something I know with absolute certainty, that idea is a lie. And worse, PED, it's a lie that's robbed millions of people of the most powerful years of their lives. Right now, at this very moment, speed, there are thousands of people just like you, men and women across the US, across Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, who are being told to slow down. When this is exactly when they're supposed to finally wake up. Think about that. This might be the first time in your entire life when you're not building someone else's dream. High speed. You're not rushing to put food on the table for a growing family. You're not trying to prove yourself anymore. This is the first time your mind is actually clear enough to listen to what you want. So why waste that window? Let me tell you about a woman I met in Melbourne, Australia, not long ago. Her name was Ruth. She was 63 when she decided to start her first business. Not a tech company, not a startup in Silicon Valley, no bread shop, bead, handmade sourdough, no fancy branding, just something she loved. She told me, Bead, I've waited my whole life to give myself permission to do this. Guess what? Within 2 years, she had 4 shops. And more importantly, she was finally happy. Not because she became rich, but because for the first time, she was living on her own terms. That's what I want for you. There's a reason your 60s are powerful, Bead. And it's not just because of wisdom or patience, it's because of pattern recognition. See, younger people have energy, but energy without clarity, it's noise. You have seen trends come and go. B, you've seen people promise the world and deliver nothing. You've watched life unfold like a film, and that gives you one massive advantage. You know what matters. You're no longer distracted by shiny objects. You've developed something no college degree can teach. Discernment, speed. And that discernment is the key to launching something meaningful. You don't need 10 years to get good at something anymore. You need clarity, you need intention, you need alignment. speed. And those are things that only show up later in life, or after the noise fades away. Now, some of you might be listening and saying, but Elon, I don't have energy like I used to. And I hear that, but let me tell you something strange. I've learned over time energy follows purpose, not the other way around. When your heart is alive, your body keeps up. I've seen people in their 30s burn out. I've seen people in their 70s build empires. And the difference isn't youth as speed, it's belief. The moment you believe you're just getting started, everything inside you starts responding to that belief. So let me ask you, what are you telling yourself right now? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear it from every corner of the world. And while you're there, if this message is waking something up in you, like the video and subscribe, it helps this message get to more people like you. You're here for a reason. I want to challenge one belief that's holding many people hostage. It's the belief that starting over is the same thing as starting from scratch, Pede. It's not starting over at 60 is not going back to zero. It's like being handed a chessboard where half the pieces have already been removed, and not by accident, by strategy. All the nonsense is gone. The fake friends, the wasted time, the ego battles, you're starting from wisdom. That's not a weakness, that's leverage. Let me tell you a quick story from the States. There's a man named William who emailed me a while ago from Oregon. He worked for a paper company for 34 years. At 62, they let him go. He was devastated, felt betrayed. He thought it was over for him. But instead of giving up, he remembered something he used to love, fixing things. Long story short, he started a YouTube channel teaching seniors how to do simple home repairs. Nothing fancy, no tech tricks, just honest, helpful videos. Today, he has over 1 million subscribers, and he told me something I'll never forget. Elon, I thought I was being thrown out, but really I was being pushed into what I was meant to do. Now, I'm not saying you need to start a channel or open a shop or move across the country, but I am saying this. There is something in you that has waited decades for this chapter. And the clock hasn't run out. It's just started ticking for you. Let's pause here. I want you to close your eyes for just a moment. Even if you're listening while walking or sitting in your car, take a deep breath now. Ask yourself, what part of me have I been ignoring for 30 years? Is it the writer, the builder, the teacher, the dreamer? That part of you is not gone. It's just been waiting patiently. Don't you think it's time you gave it a chance? Next, we're going to talk about the new economy and why people over 60 are more needed than ever before. You don't want to miss that. We're not done. Not even close. Let me tell you this. The future belongs to the seasoned. Yeah. Let that land for a second, because for decades you've been fed the opposite. Young minds are faster. Young people are more adaptable. They're better with technology. They understand where the world is going, right? But here's the part nobody's talking about. The modern economy is running into problems that only seasoned minds can solve. And here's the wild twist. While younger people are still trying to learn how to think clearly, you've been doing it under pressure for decades. And the world needs that more than ever. Let me explain. High speed, we're living in a time of instant answers, not deep thinking. You open social media and there's a 23-year-old trying to teach you how to be rich. You ask a question on Google and an AI spits out 5 quick hacks. But the world doesn't need more hacks. It needs judgment. It needs emotional intelligence. It needs calm under pressure. And those are things number 25-year-old can offer at scale. Not because they're not smart, but because they haven't lived long enough to see the patterns. Let me share a story from Germany. There's a man named Henrik, 61 years old, who had worked in logistics his entire life, warehousing, supply chains, freight. For decades, he was just part of the system, a cog. Then in 2022, a huge shipping delay crisis hit Europe. Port backups, rail bottlenecks, fuel issues. You know who they called, Henrik. Not some tech bro with a slide deck, not a 30-year-old analyst with spreadsheets.